Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, for the final part of this tale. This lore, I mean. Now, the next two sections are going to be the final part of the lore, of this lore. Now, all I ask you to do is sit back, relax, and get ready. It's about to begin. The Return of the Dark Days and Ben Howard. For the next few centuries, the Snow Elves returned to their lives of peace across the northern kingdoms and No Man's Land. They maintained their alliance with the humans of the north and continued to live in peace with the humans. But the peace was at risk, and so was the life of the young Prince of the North, Zach Jones, as the Dark Lord of Oblivion, Ben Howard, had returned to Bavalon and started building his army, even turning two knights of the Northern Guild, brothers Alex and Calag, and Prince Cornelius Segan of the Western Kingdoms, to his side. His greatest warriors, the fallen knights of the Northern Guild known as Alex the Tyrant and Calag the Destroyer, were the ones who would lead his armies in battle, as well as slaughter snow elves and enslaved them. The tyrant and his brother killed half of my family and enslaved the rest of us, me included. Not just for work, you must understand, but also for sport. Caging snow elves and torturing them, or hunting them like animals and pitting them against savage beasts, seemed to amuse them both greatly. I was forced to watch as my brothers, my father, and uncle were murdered by the tyrant and his brother. I was the only one of my captured relatives to escape. I went to the King and Queen of the Northern Kingdoms to appeal for help, but Cornelius Segan, now called the Dark Raven, had joined Ben Howard and plunged Bavalon into chaos. The Snow Elves were affected badly by all of this. My family were nearly wiped off the face of Bavalon, but luckily my daughters, youngest son, nephews and niece survived along with my wife and sisters. As long as they lived, the Odo bloodline would continue and stay strong. We continued to fight the Dark Lord of Oblivion and his army, but the worst is yet to come. Afterword, by Elisha Odo. My name is Elisha Odo, first female of my bloodline and namesake, and daughter of Roland Odo. Unfortunately, after my father finished his work on the history of our people, he became gravely ill. My sisters, brother, and I tried our best to save him, but it was not just any illness. He was poisoned by dark hood assassins hired by the Dark One warriors, Alex the Tyrant and Calag the Destroyer, in an attempt to stop him writing our race's complete history. Although my father put up a good fight, he was still struck by a poisoned blade. The assassins were executed for his murder, but father accepted his death, saying, "Don't cry for me, my dear son and daughters. I'm off to see your mother, grandparents and uncles. But I go in the knowledge that our bloodline will go on through you and my grandchildren, and that our people will never be forgotten." And then he died. We held his funeral in the high septum of the Northern Kingdom's capital, Arangus City, and placed his body within the crypts, where the Northern kings, queens, lords and ladies are laid to rest. But my father is not gone for good. The whole of Bavalon will remember him for his work, his kindness, his selflessness, his knowledge of all races in Bavalon, and his ability to see the goodness in in others when they couldn't see it in themselves. May my father, Roland Odo, last male of his bloodline, first of his namesake, the most famous historian in the north of Bavalon, rest in peace in the knowledge that our people will never be forgotten, and that our bloodline will go on until the day the Snow Elf race is gone from Bavalon. The Snow Elf physical description. All Snow Elves have pale white skin, eyes of every kind of blue, hair that ranges from blonde, white and even brown, tall bodies of about 72 inches, muscular or thin figures, and everything else to help them survive in the north of Bavalon. Well, I hope you all enjoyed that, and I just hope that you all didn't get too upset by the final part of this story. Well, actually, history. But, as Elisha Odo said, Roland is not forgotten. He is honoured and remembered by all folk of Bavalon, and of course, thanks to him, the Snow Elves will never be forgotten. All have a good day now.